Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the graduation of the F. Edward Hebert School of Medicine's class of 1984. Will you please rise for the presentation of the colors by the Joint Armed Services Color Guard and remain standing for the national anthem sung by Second Lieutenant Deborah S. Lyon, United States Air Force, and the invocation delivered by Ensign Sandra Lynn Quater, United States Public Health Service. Advance the colors.
We have many things to be thankful for today. To begin with, we are more than just the class of 1984, because today we're the class of 1984 with all of its roots and supports. Our families and friends who have been with us through the past 4 years have all come together here today to share this special day with us. Second, we have reason to be thankful in that we have the freedom to celebrate this occasion, and the freedom to give thanks to God and to each other as we each choose. Let us have a moment of silence now to come together in spirit, in our own quiet thought or prayer, and be thankful for these blessings. Let us hope and pray that the love and support we've known and this freedom we enjoy will remain with us as we continue on our paths in medicine, and that integrity and humility will guide us as we take our oaths today and as we carry them out in the future.
Retire the colors. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure for me to introduce the student officer who has been president of the class of 1984 for the past 3 years and has been of tremendous assistance to me in my office. As her last official act in her present grade, Ensign Diane Christine Lundy will present the class farewell. Ensign Lundy.
Members and families of the class of 1984, distinguished flag and general officers and guests, welcome. It's an honor to represent the class of 1984. Now, I've been asked to keep the duration of my remarks in proportion to my height short. I will attempt to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, before you is seated the 1984 class of the Uniformed Services University F. Edward Hebert School of Medicine. Newly named and graduating its 5th class of physicians, the school is successfully bridging that sometimes difficult period between infancy and maturity. The class of '84 represents the successful outcome of that transition. When we joined the university as freshmen in 1980, the school was still young, having graduated its first class of 29 physicians only a few months before we arrived. The class of '84, numbering over 120, was considerably larger, and indeed successive classes continued to grow in numbers. Out of necessity, there was an enlarging administration, increasing complexity, and at times decreasing communication. As we went about our freshman year, we became caught up in the changing character of the university. A change from an extended family to an extensive community. As part of this community, our growing pains were real, and the often asked question was, what happened to the big picture? But in the midst of this metamorphosis, the community's commitment and esprit de corps endured. In the midst of this transition, the class of '84 found itself in a unique position to help shape the growth and direction of this university. We recognize a provocative challenge to draw from the dedication and experience of those who founded the school, and at the same time make use of our own strengths and ideas in order to shape the university. As president of the class of '84, my job has been not so much one of leading as coordinating. I have had the privilege of working with a group of extremely creative, hardworking individuals. Although this class is large in terms of numbers, it is a group with an outstanding ability to work together and get things accomplished. And with the help of friends in the faculty and administration, we have accomplished much. We developed a computer-assisted selection service for third-year clerkships. A necessary improvement over the previous manual method, this system continues to serve third-year students. We gained the right to structure our 4th-year curriculum. We took advantage of the wide variety of operational and preventive medicine opportunities which make this university unique among institutions of medical education. Exploring our role in the education of other professionals, we established the Military Medical Careers Seminar, a symbol of our leadership among fellow medical officers. We established representation at the Association of American Medical Colleges, Organization for Student Representatives, and we provided input to the American Medical Student Association. Under the creative direction of our classmates, the Vector student newspaper and the Caduceus yearbook flourished. Comic genius flowered in the form of the FedMed Follies and the underground student newspaper, The Infector. Through dedication, hard work, and hard knocks, the Fighting Docs rugby team grew from a small club of students and faculty to a championship team, beating out the Marines and other service academies for the 1983 National Military Championship. We witnessed the establishment of a university chapter of the Association of Military Surgeons of the U.S., as well as chapters of the Alpha Omega Alpha and the Phi Delta Epsilon fraternities. We saw the university develop as a total health sciences university, establishing graduate medical education programs and awarding doctoral degrees to its first graduate students. The last 4 years have been a period of productive transition, a time of labor and seeing the fruits of that labor. But it is not finished. Work remains. Will students continue to have the opportunity to benefit from the operational advanced training schools and preventive medicine electives that make this university unique? Will the question of increasingly limited senior elective time be resolved? Will a meaningful evaluation of clinical clerkships continue to evolve? To those we leave behind, we wish success in these endeavors. B.F. Skinner said this: "Education is what survives when what has been learned has been forgotten." Well, we have learned a lot of facts and figures over the past 4 years and probably forgotten most of them. But the education that survives comes from the commitment of our teachers, the love and support of our families and friends, and the respect that we have for each other. This has been our real education here, the education we carry with us as we stand on this threshold between student and physician, as we face another transition and new challenges. Will we carry on the university's legacy of excellence and leadership as medical officers? Will we, like our mentors, inspire future students and teach by example? Will we shape the changing practice of medicine? Will we, each of us, live up to our own personal and professional ideals? If we are successful in all this, it will be due, in part, to the education that we take with us here today. Although we are leaving, we are taking a part of this university with us. And although Sir Walter Scott said, "All men who turn out worth anything have had the chief hand in their own education," we recognize all those who nurtured us along the way. As we commence being physicians, we will strive to embody the patience, commitment, and excellence that you have shown us. We are in your debt. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now present Dr. J.P. Sanford, President of the Uniformed Services University and Dean of the F. Edward Hebert School of Medicine, who will preside during the presentation of the awards.
It is my pleasure to introduce the Honorable David I. Olch, Chairman of the Board of Regents, who will present the Board of Regents Award. Dr. Olch, would you forward, please? The Board of Regents Award is the highest honor a graduating senior can receive. Second Lieutenant Coker, would you please come forward? The recipient has a truly outstanding academic performance and has shown the concern and care for patients, the investment in the social and intellectual aspects of medicine, the devotion, empathy, dedication, and personal commitment required of a physician. She has proven her capability for hard work both as an individual and as a team member. She has performed at the highest levels of duty and honor expected of a commissioned officer. The Board of Regents, with pride in her accomplishments and with confidence for an outstanding future is pleased to make its award for 1984 to Second Lieutenant Melissa H. Coker, United States Air Force Medical Service Corps. We would now like to present the Association of Military Surgeons of the United States Award, and Vice Admiral Louis Seaton, Surgeon General of the Navy and President of the Association, will present the award. The Association of Military Surgeons of the United States has established an award to be given annually to the graduate of the Uniformed Services University School of Medicine. The award consists of lifetime membership in the association, a plaque, and a token $250. Ensign Lundy, would you please come forward? The Association of Military Surgeons of the United States Award is presented to the graduating senior who has best demonstrated the highest qualities of leadership and academic involvement. Ensign Lundy has demonstrated concern and commitment to the health of people and the care of the sick and the injured. She possesses the social and interpersonal skills required to gain the respect, trust, and confidence of patients, superiors, peers, and subordinates. The Board of Regents, with pride in her accomplishments, with confidence for her outstanding future career, on behalf of AMSIS, the Board of Regents is pleased to present this award for 1984 to Ensign Diane Lundy, United States Navy Medical Service Corps. Congratulations. For the first time this year, we're privileged to be able to award or make an award on behalf of each of the Surgeons General to the student in their service who has demonstrated outstanding performance. It's my pleasure to introduce the Surgeons General who will present their awards to the outstanding physician graduate from their service. The first is Lieutenant General Bernhard T. Mittelmeier, Medical Corps, Surgeon General of the United States Army. Would ask Second Lieutenant Thomas Michael Howard to come forward, please. Vice Admiral Louis H. Seaton, Medical Corps, Surgeon General of the United States Navy, will present the Navy Surgeon General's Award to Ensign Mark Frederick Clapper. Major General Murphy P. Chesney, Medical Corps, Deputy Surgeon General, United States Air Force, will present the Air Force Surgeon General's Award. Would Second Lieutenant John Francis Gillis please come forward? Rear Admiral Faye G. Abdullah, Deputy Surgeon General, United States Public Health Service, will present the Public Health Service Surgeon General's Award. Would Ensign Sandra Lynn Quater please come forward? Dr. Olch will now present the William P. Clements Jr. Award and the Outstanding Civilian Educator Award. The William P. Clements Jr. Award is given annually at each of the service academies to that uniformed faculty member chosen by the students as their best teacher. The award, privately donated, bears the name of a public servant, former governor of the state of Texas, who during his tenure as Deputy Secretary of Defense had a keen interest in the education of those who serve for the nation. Commander Anthony R. Arnold, Medical Service Corps, United States Navy, was chosen as this year's recipient of the Clements Award as the Uniformed Services faculty member whose personal example and performance best characterized the principles of excellence in education. Commander Arnold has consistently sought to inspire students to high levels of academic accomplishment in his role as Deputy Commandant. Commander Arnold, would you please come forward? The Uniformed Services University of the Health Sciences takes pleasure in endorsing the decision of its students by bestowing upon Commander Anthony R. Arnold, Medical Service Corps, United States Navy, the William P. Clements Jr. Award. The citation reads, as developer of the Assistant Commandant Program, Athletic Director, Director of the student's personal and professional development, you have contributed to every aspect of student life. Above all, as teacher, friend, and educator, your personal example and performance have established a university standard. Congratulations. The Outstanding Civilian Educator Award is given annually to that civilian faculty member chosen by students as the individual who has most effectively conveyed academic excellence, intellectual stimulation, and dedication to students. Norman M. Rich, MD, Chairman of Surgery, was chosen as this year's recipient. Dr. Rich, would you please come forward? Dr. Rich is an acknowledged leader in surgery. He has demonstrated ability in inspiring medical students toward the pursuit of professional and medical excellence. He has given untiringly of himself in order to encourage the students to grasp the essence and meaning of becoming a uniformed service physician. Dr. Rich's accomplishments in professional military medicine are an inspiration to all students. Dr. Rich, students give you this award with great pleasure and respect. We are sure that future recipients will be honored to share the Civilian Faculty Award for Excellence in Education with you. Members, families of the class of 1984, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce this year's graduation speaker, Dr. John A.D. Cooper, President of the Association of American Medical Colleges. Dr. Cooper is both a personal friend and a staunch friend and supporter of USUS. Dr. Cooper joined the Association of American Medical Colleges in 1969 after 30 years as a faculty, member of the faculty, and Dean of Sciences at Northwestern University. He did his undergraduate work at New Mexico State University, obtained his PhD and his MD degrees from Northwestern University, between which he spent time in the Army. Dr. Cooper holds honorary degrees from some 9 institutions. He is a member of the Institute of Medicine of the National Academy of Sciences. He has served in a number of advisory capacities to the National Institutes of Health, the National Science Foundation, the Atomic Energy Commission, Agency for International Development, Veterans Administration, the Bureau of Medicine and Surgery for the Department of the Navy. For more than 20 years, he's been involved in international medical education. He is treasurer of the Pan American Federation of Associations of Medical Schools and has served as treasurer of the World Federation for Medical Education. He's been a member of numerous missions relating to medical education to such places as the Soviet Union, Poland, and Egypt. He served as a member of the World Health Organization's Research Strengthening Group for the Special Program in Research and Training in Tropical Diseases. He is a lecturer in community medicine and international health at Georgetown University School of Medicine and has contributed extensively to the medical literature. For 5 years, Dr. Cooper was selected by the editor of U.S. News and World Report as one of the 5 most influential leaders in the world in the field of health. It is my pleasure and privilege to introduce Dr. John A.D. Cooper, who will present a presentation with the title taken from television, Where is the Future? Dr. Cooper.
Thank you very much, Jay, for that very generous introduction. If my poor mother was alive and here, she would have believed you. My wife would have complained that it would make me more unbearable than I already am, and my children would wonder who in the hell you were talking about. I am very pleased to be here as your commencement speaker. As Jay has said, I've had a deep interest in your institution. I'm glad to see this very happy and shiny-faced class graduating this today. And we are gathered today to participate in the rite of passage into an ancient and honorable profession, medicine. As with other rites of passage, tradition dictates the nature of the ceremony that must be followed. That tradition requires that graduates, even if they are up to their keisters with lectures, must submit to a final exhortation by a commencement speaker. Although Abraham Lincoln was in error when he claimed that the world would little note nor long remember what he said at Gettysburg, but I think he was possibly thoroughly accurate about what I will say at the celebration of this commencement today. That is, unless I follow the lead of most faculties and attract your attention to this lecture by threatening to give you an examination at the end of the speech. However, since you are graduating and temporarily out of the clutch of grades, even that ploy might not be successful. I'm certain that you'd rather be down at the old club into some heavy celebrating for having stayed the course during the past 4 years than sitting there patiently or even impatiently listening to me. However, that alternative would not be as satisfactory to your loving parents, spouses, and children. They need to see you march up and receive your diploma to be reassured that you're really going to get your degree after 8 years of university education. Now that you have achieved this milestone, they can better accept the fact that your college roommate, Joe Blow, has already made his first million starting a chain of fast food taco shops, drives a Rolls Royce, and has a chalet on the Riviera. I'm going to eschew the conventional approach of commencement orators. telling you that the ceremony is properly named because it represents a point in your life when you can go forth confidently and full of high ideals to conquer the new worlds. For you and I both know that you have only run the first lap of the race and will hardly miss a lick getting back into a white suit to finish your education and training as a resident. Like all of the graduates that have preceded you, for a time you will have a big empty feeling in your stomach when you are beeped, have to answer a code in the middle of your night on duty, and realize that the buck stops with you. But just be patient. It won't be long before you acquire the self-assurance, indeed even the arrogance, of a seasoned house officer and begin shouting at the nurses. You may have already recognized that the title of my talk, Where is the Future?, is an adaptation of the famous line of Clara Peller, Where is the beef? I would like to quickly explain that I did not choose the title because I believe that your future looks as bleak as that little patty of meat on that great big bun. Nor that I believe there's nobody back there who is interested in your welfare. Quite to the contrary, the future of medicine has never been brighter in terms of physicians' abilities to affect the quality of lives of their patients. Furthermore, people in every walk of life, including the military, continue to hold physicians in the highest esteem of any profession or occupation. So you're not becoming the pariahs that some of our uninformed and intemperate critics would have you believe. In a sense, medicine has become the victim of its own successes. The tremendous advances that have resulted from biomedical research have brought us a long ways towards the transformation of prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of disease from an empirical base to one grounded in the scientific understanding of living systems and changes in their form and function that result from disease processes. It is a scientific fiction. It is scientific fiction come true, and the demand for care, this care, has risen sharply. I used to say that one could look back 30 years and see a revolution in medicine, but acceleration in the rate of development of new knowledge now means that dramatic changes are occurring more rapidly. And there has been another revolution really in medicine over the past 5 years. I'm sure that the difficulty you've had in keeping up with changes that have occurred in medicine during the time you've been in medical school convinces you of the accuracy of that observation. People now recognize that the less than 50-50 odds at the beginning of this century that a physician's intervention would be helpful to a patient have changed remarkably, and now the chances for a favorable outcome have increased enormously. As a result, they want access to all that modern medicine can provide to make their lives better. Access has been increased for a large segment of our population through the enactment of the Medicaid program for the poor, Medicare program for the elderly, and coverage for medical care costs for others by insurance programs. This improved access has made a real difference in the health of this nation. Infant and maternity mortality have fallen sharply, particularly for the poor and those ethnic groups that had been previously underserved. The losses of those in the prime of life to many diseases have been greatly reduced. Civilian and military personnel are healthier, and I believe happier people for all of these reasons. These are our achievements, but there have also been disappointments. For many diseases, we can still offer only palliation and support to the patients. We need a better understanding of these types of diseases if we are to develop more effective intervention. We face another challenge. In the rush to incorporate the benefits of new knowledge and new technology into medicine, physicians have been distracted from maintaining their caring function. This has been an important aspect of medicine over the centuries. People consider their health and their illnesses as very personal matters. They are not interested in having robots replace warm, considered, and concerned physician counselors. They still need and expect the physician to perform the shaman and priestly functions which the healer has used since the beginning of medicine. Caring will become an even more important aspect of medicine as our population ages. The elderly have a much greater need for patient understanding and support than they do for the heroic medicine more appropriate for younger patients. We also hear increasing criticisms of the cost of modern medical care for both our civilian and armed forces populations. Unfortunately, as we have become more effective in medicine, we have had to use more sophisticated and expensive technology. As a result, the cost of medical care has risen more rapidly than the rate of inflation for other products and services. 10 years ago, this nation was spending $116 billion for health care, 8% of our gross national product. In 1982, these costs had risen to $322 billion, or 10.5% of the gross national product. At the present rate of increase, we will be spending over $800 billion for health care by the end of the decade. I don't have the corresponding information for military medicine, but I am certain that expenditures have risen at a similar rate and that concerns are being expressed about the present and future projections of the cost for medical care. The fraction of our resources that we spend on medical care is a purely political decision. There is no calculus that can tell us what is too little, too much, or just the right share. Government, business, and labor leaders and the insurance industry have apparently come to the conclusion that we are spending too much and are urging the imposition of controls on medical care costs. Recommendations, by the way, for the kinds of actions that they would fight bitterly if they were suggested for their own activities. Contrary to the statements of posturing critics like Joe Califano, former Secretary of Health, Education, and Welfare, the rising costs are not due to physicians ordering tests like kids in a candy store or to obese and poorly managed hospitals. Neither are they due to greed, incompetency, mismanagement, or sloth, as he and others have claimed. As I have already observed, they are primarily due to, one, to general inflation, to a growing population with an increasing percentage of people over 65 years of age who require more care than those in younger age groups, to improved access to care, a greater demand for care by all segments of our population, and to the higher costs associated with more effective modern medicine. This is not to argue that we should not make every effort to provide high-quality medical care more efficiently and effectively. Physicians, residents, nurses, and other health professionals and hospital administrators in both the civilian and military sectors must become more conscious of the cost of what they do for patients. We must be sensitive to the responses of people to a recent survey where they ranked hospitals at the top of their list of things for which they believe they get the least for their money. As for any other human enterprise, we can reduce the rate of increase in medical care costs by being more parsimonious in the use of resources. However, I am convinced that we cannot achieve the level of savings expected by many without rationing access to medical care or adopting the approach required of British physicians who, because of limitation in their resources, must tell patients that medicine has nothing to offer for their illness when, in fact, interventions that would probably be effective are available to them. It is possible that when we discover that it is unreasonable to expect that the same level and quality of medical care can be provided at half the cost, there will be a demand for greater investment in that care. I'm concerned about another problem that faces medicine as a result of the inadequate levels of federal support for biomedical research. This situation threatens to slow the momentum of the development of new knowledge and understanding in medicine. As a result, advances in medicine will be correspondingly slowed. Progress in replacing high-cost, halfway technology with more effective and less costly prevention, diagnosis, and treatment As a result, a more thorough and complete understanding of disease will be delayed. The growing intervention into the freedom of scientific investigation is also impeding progress. Legislators and government officials are trying to direct areas of research funding, and in this way substituting their opinions on the most promising areas for investigation for those of the scientists. Animal welfare crusaders are attempting to severely limit or eliminate the use of animals in biomedical research. As recent events demonstrate, this latter kind of intervention can have serious implications for attempts to make military medicine more effective. Our nation should be particularly grateful that this institution and those of you who graduated from it are strengthening medical care for those in the armed services. Although the Uniformed Services University is a young school, it has already become a distinguished institution. You have been tutored by a fine faculty in an ambience of excellent research and medical care. You have a proud and distinguished heritage as physicians in military service. From the time that nations organized their citizens into armies, physicians have been included in the rosters of those who have served. In addition to providing care for the sick and wounded, these physicians have made important contributions to medical advances, particularly in surgery, public health, microbiology, medical information, and the organization of the delivery of health care. Some of the names that come to mind are those of Ambrose Paré, famous surgeon, Walter Reed, Carlos Finley, and William Gorgas, who conquered yellow fever, William Beaumont, gastric physiologist and founder, really, of American physiology, James Lind, who found the cure for scurvy, George Miller Sternberg, who discovered the pneumococcus bacteria, Craig and Ashford, pioneers in tropical diseases, Carl Randall, who invented the chlorination of water, Joseph Lovell, who founded the Surgeon General's Library, and John Shaw Billings, who enlarged the collection, produced the first index of medical literature, and provided the basis for the National Library of Medicine and Medlars. And there are many others who have contributed to the goal of a better life for all of our people. You are entering a great profession, one in which an overwhelming majority of its members continue to assert that if they were starting over, they would choose the same career. This reaffirmation of career choice is not found any place in any place near the same proportion as in any other profession or occupation. So you should feel reassured that you have made the proper selection of your life's work. I heard one of the students in the class as he came in the door out there said, "I really didn't want to be a physician, I wanted to be a lawyer." I think he was wrong. Your opportunity to have a rewarding and meaningful life is assured. I am jealous of you and the exciting future in your medical career. I wish I was starting all over again with you. Thank you very much for letting me share this great day with you and your families. My best wishes for your future success in your profession and your career.
Dr. Cooper, on behalf of the class, all in attendance, we thank you very much for these remarks. At this point, we come to that aspect of the program, the reason we're all here, mainly the presentation of degrees. Dr. Olch, would you come forward, please? Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the faculty of the F. Edward Hebert School of Medicine, I recommend to you that the degree of Doctor of Medicine be conferred on 121 members of the 1984 graduating class. Will the candidates please rise?
Of Doctor of Medicine, with its attendant privileges and responsibilities,
Derek Lynn Anderson, United States Navy. Lawrence Lazelle Anderson, United States Army. Michael Andrew Armstrong, United States Army. Carolyn L. Avery, United States Army. Stephen Leroy Bailey, United States Navy. Charles William Beedling, United States Air Force. David Judson Beardsley, United States Army, Navy. Stephen Chapman Bourne, United States Army. Henry B. Birch, United States Army. Peter Anthony Cardinal, United States Army. Karen Candace Carlson, United States Public Health Service. Anne Elizabeth Carrington, United States Navy. Victoria Ann Casano, United States Navy. Lester Clegg Caudle, 3rd United States Army. Timothy Y. Chu, United States Air Force. Joseph Logue Christensen, United States Army. Mark Frederick Clapper, United States Navy. Melissa Howard Coker, United States Air Force. Mary Lois Johnson Cole, United States Air Force. Scott Charles Cole, United States Air Force. John Jeffrey Collins, United States Navy. Kelly Robert Conity, United States Navy. Timothy William Cooper, United States Air Force. Timothy S. Corcoran, United States Air Force. Paul Roger Courts, United States Army. Dermot M. Cotter, United States Army. Sylvester Joanne Damas, United States Public Health Service. Brad L. Dansky, United States Air Force. Martin Keith Diefenbaugh, United States Navy. Richard Francis Debo, United States Army. Monty Stephen Dirks, United States Army. Sally Lillian Dixon, United States Navy. Aram Moses Donegan, United States Air Force. Russell Edgar Ebersole IV, United States Navy. John August Engelman, United States Air Force. Clinton Forrest Faison, United States Navy. Charles Andrew Farrington, United States Army. Stuart Richard Farris, United States Army. Kelly J. Fawcett, United States Army. Robert Joseph Fisher, United States Navy. Anne Michelle Flynn, United States Army. John Patrick Foley, United States Army. Arthur James French III, United States Public Health Service. Carol Aiko Fujioshi, United States Army. Russell Charles Gilbert, United States Navy. John Francis Gillis, United States Air Force. Jeffrey Romont Ginther, United States Army. David Allen Goodwin, United States Air Force. Vincent Myron Gore, United States Air Force. Thomas Sherlock Gormley, United States Army. Sharon Gale Harris, United States Air Force. Laura Clan Hyde, United States Air Force. Eric Robert Hallander, United States Army. Michael L. Holmes, United States Navy. Michael R. Hotel, United States Navy. Michael Charles Hotard, United States Army. Thomas Michael Howard, United States Army. Jeffrey Matthew Rutke, United States Army. William Allen Hughes, United States Army. Robert Johnson, United States Air Force. Nathan Hugh Jorgensen, United States Navy. Jeffrey Peter Cavolius, United States Army. Thomas Edward Donald Knuth, United States Army. Catherine L. Komendowski, United States Air Force. Thomas M. Corrisil, United States Air Force. Sandra Lynn Queter, United States Public Health Service. Stephen F. Lovich, United States Air Force. I won't. Diane Christine Lundy, United States Navy. Deborah S. Lyon, United States Air Force. James Robert Malcolm, United States Army.